Bill Belichick in his 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots, taking their talents to Chapel Hill. He was introduced officially as UNC's head coach yesterday. Bill touched on a number of topics, such as his roles in recruiting efforts, his vision for North Carolina, and showing off his dad's hoodie from 1953. That is unbelievable that he kept all this time. Bill, who spent nearly 50 years in the NFL, also shared how long he's had his eye on the college game.
I've always wanted to coach in football, coach in college football, and it just never really worked out. Had some good years in the NFL, so that was okay. But this is really kind of a dream come true.
Bill, what do you say to people that fear that if you do succeed here, that you might leave for the NFL again in a year or two?
You know, I didn't come here to leave.
I just have to say, Stephen A., he kept that sweatshirt since 53. Like, you could tell how much this job meant him, this program, following in the footsteps of his father. But yesterday, you had some strong words about Bill taking this job. Since Cam and RC weren't here, why don't you tell them how you feel about him taking this role?
Fellas, I said that I thought the job was beneath him. I applauded North Carolina for giving him the job. Phenomenal choice on their part. And I'm not criticizing him for taking it. He's Bill Belichick. He's a 6-time champion as a head coach, an 8-time champion overall, the greatest coach of this era, if not the greatest coach ever. And we're talking about Lombardi and Landry and Chuck Noll and Schuler and Parcells and Bill Walsh and everybody in between. When you say that Bill Belichick is the greatest head coach in the history of the National Football League, people don't blink, okay? So a lot of people feel that way. What I was trying to point out was, however, North Carolina hasn't really been relevant in terms of a championship picture in football since 1980. They're in the ACC. This isn't the SEC or the Big Ten. And so on that point, I'm like, okay, that's one element. But the biggest element for me, guys, is that what the hell is going on in the National Football League that Bill Belichick didn't have people knocking down his door? There were 8 openings last year, last offseason. 8. 3 were filled by people who had coached in the National Football League before. The other 5 were first-time head coaches. We're anticipating, at least somewhat, whether it's Cincinnati, it's Dallas, it's Jacksonville, etc., that there are going to be head coaching openings once this season ends. How is this guy, who is arguably the greatest to have ever walked the planet, having to go to the University of North Carolina? That's what I was saying, and I thought that's what I meant when I said I thought the job was beneath him.
Bill Belichick going to Chapel Hill is the best thing for Chapel Hill since Michael Jordan.
There we go, Kim. Tell him.
No disagreement.
And I didn't blink. Understand this. To your point, Stephen A., they have been in the ACC, and they ain't been making no noise. Like what they say in Atlanta, but y'all boys ain't hitting on that. They wasn't hitting on that. But this is also a fear, or this is one of my main concerns. Can Bill Belichick adapt? Now, what he was talking about is real. Being able to say, okay, how can I teach this younger generation how to prepare? How can I teach this younger generation how to take care of their body? How can I teach the younger generation all these intricate tools for not just football, but life? And I said this multiple times. I went to New England and I saw this firsthand. It was an internship, paid internship. And I'm seeing Bill Belichick on a day-to-day basis.
You're wild.
No, real talk.
No, the paid internship. Carry on.
Paid. Not Aaron Rodgers paid, but paid. The thing about Bill Belichick that a lot of people don't understand is he is a machine like you would expect him to be.
He is.
On the treadmill, constantly watching film. Walking in, now he's not the most, hey guys, that's not him. But knowing Belichick, he's going to know people to hire to make sure that he gets the top-tier talent, because you're now going to an industry where it's all about one thing, recruiting. Can you recruit the top-tier guys, and can those top-tier guys buy into your formula?
The other piece of it is this. I love that Bill Belichick said the college game came to him. He said there were so many college coaches that were asking him about the new 2-minute timeout. college coaches asking about the green dots on the helmet, college coaches asking how he used the tablets on the sideline. So he started to realize, okay, this game's getting closer to the pro game from an organizational standpoint than it ever has been. And then coaches coming to him, okay, well, how do you scout for free agents? How do you try to pick up guys that can help your team? How do you piece together rosters? Oh, wait, it's getting even closer to that. One thing you're going to have to deal with Bill Belichick is this. If he's a part of your NFL organization, a part of your college, university, he's the most important person there. There were a lot of people that I feel like in the NFL didn't want to relent their positioning, didn't want to relent their power, didn't want to have what would probably not be a collaborative conversation with Bill Belichick, because he Bill Belichick, 8-time Super Bowl champion, 6 of them things as the head coach. And so now these organizations are saying, let me go with Raheem Morris because I feel like we can have a better collaborative experience and relationship together if I'm Terry Fontenot. Yeah. And so Bill Belichick said, you know what? I'm not going to wait around for another cycle to see if I get a job. And with the contract, it's a buyout after year 1. Let's say Bill Belichick goes down to North Carolina and he kills it for a year, puts North Carolina in a better position. He says, you know what? I'm going to go back to the NFL. I have this opportunity, but I got somebody that got my actual DNA in this building already that could be your next head coach.
Playing chess.
New things. And if it's time for me to move on next year, I've already set a legacy in place to where my son gets to wear the big hat.
Sure. Well, let's get this out the way. Everything you're saying is absolutely correct. That's exactly what the hell's going to happen. You know, the transfer portal and everything else. I mean, he's going to do his thing. They're going to win games. Yeah. And then he's going to say, it's time for me to get back to the NFL. But my son, this is why, that's probably why the hell he's doing it, okay? And I'm not trying to throw any shade on it or dismiss the connection with his father. The nepotism, it happens all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's chess, it ain't checkers, just like y'all just said. That's true. That's why you can't knock him for the move. He is getting paid $10 million a year, 5-year, $50 million deal. All right, 3 years, $30 million guaranteed, right? All right, buy it after year 1 if he wants it to, right? So the flexibility is there, the dollars are there, the cachet is there, the power over the program is there. All of that's true. Here's the deal. Here's the biggest issue that I keep bringing up. Nothing wrong with him taking the job. Absolutely applaud the University of North Carolina for offering him and being smart enough to give him the job. What does it say about the culture of the NFL when you have a 6-time champion, a football savant, without question the greatest today, and you said we want to communicate with one another and we want to make sure we have this comfortable environment instead of prioritizing winning? What am I to think of an NFL franchise?
So I want to ask Cam this question, right? Yeah. A large thing was, does Bill Belichick still connect to the young, new generation of NFL players, right? Yeah. What better way to prove that than to go connect with college players?
Good point.
But they're not student athletes no more. Let's stop lying.
Semi-pro.
You're talking, Stephen.
But they're young.
Your point, it's not semi-pro. This is big pro. Some athletes are getting paid more than actual NFL players. Now, the realization of this epiphany, hey, Bill Belichick is going to the pros again. And he's doing it without a cap. And I know for sure the states of North Carolina and South Carolina, well, the Carolina Panthers, but North Carolina is no better way to win in that state because they're going to roll out the